Welcome to More Bread, Please. My name is Marcus. I will be taking care of you this evening. If you haven't dined with us before, welcome. Tonight's special is going to be about restaurants that should be closed. Also, restaurants that should replace other restaurants. And we should just basically start over with restaurants. As always, my co-lead server is Tanya, and my server assistant is going to be Daly. Let's get something going for you. Well, welcome to the show, Daly.
Hello.
We love having you on here. I love having you on here. I'll speak for myself. I mean,
Marcus does too.
I do too.
you are his work wife after all.
We do agree on a lot of things.
We do.
Y'all are very similar. It's
So
frightening, actually.
It is frightening, which I feel like today is going to be a great day because Daly's going to agree with me on a lot of things.
But I think also,
It's our long lost German kinship.
Right.
100%.
but also at the same time, she's not as stuck up about some food as you are.
I am very stuck up about food.
Yeah, like Olive Garden.
What? Can you not? Sorry, technical difficulties over here.
I mean,
Like keeps
dropping.
sinking. I was like, what the fuck is happening? All right, let's hope that stays. I mean, geez Louise.
If not, just Jason.
I know.
No, but I am very stuck up about food. I'm very picky.
Well, and I guess
I'm
the
not
thing.
picky in the sense of like I won't eat certain things.
No.
I just don't like to eat shit food. I don't like to go to Applebee's.
Dude, for the first 15 years of my life, I thought Applebee's was like a nice restaurant.
Right. I mean,
Whoa.
we all did. Let's be honest.
Whoa.
But also,
You grew up in the country way more than I did.
We went to Applebee's. That was for like special occasions.
yeah. Well, here's the thing: is that's what boggles me about Marcus is that it's not like he grew up hoity-toity rich boy,
Country
like
club.
right.
Yeah, no.
He literally grew up. He grew up in the sticks of Indiana. So like.
Yeah, we had Applebee's, we had Cheddar's. I stopped going to Applebee's when they stopped doing the wonton tacos.
Oh, yeah.
That was
was a
the
long-
last straw.
I
I
was
always
done.
got the boneless buffalo wings every single time.
Boneless buffalo wings. I used to get the little riblets.
I never had those.
Me either. I'm weird about fake ribs.
Yeah, me too. Like the McDonald's McRib.
All star, like it's like yoga mat material
Oh
or
yeah, I'm
something.
not
or-
eating that.
Yeah.
It's like Subway went under.
They went under investigation, but
Because-
they were found guilty of that.
Yeah, so
of
they had to
putting like
completely.
what was it? Rubber or
Yoga
carcinogen?
mat material. That's the same thing McRibs are made out of. That foam material. That like,
That spongy
it was
material.
in their bread,
Ugh.
and they got caught, so they had to change the recipe.
So we have an entire list of restaurants that should be closed if they're not closed, and then we're going to debate some restaurants.
Okay.
So
So we're gonna like just fire them off.
because we've already like obviously discussed this back and forth, but we want your opinion too.
Well, and we fight over some of them.
Oh yeah, I feel like there's a lot of give and take with some of them, but we want
I
your
don't know.
opinion.
Okay.
So
All right, so first up is Fazoli's.
Trash.
absolute shit.
Now, they have the best breadsticks on planet Earth.
Oh, 100%.
I will
Yeah.
give them
Better
credit
than
for their
Olive
bread.
Garden.
They're like soaked in garlic
Yeah.
butter. They're almost like soggy, but
Yeah.
like they're not soggy. But they're just like coated in butter. But every single food item on their menu
Is trash.
complete garbage.
They should have stopped in what 2000s.
I think the one that was here just closed.
Well, there's one.
this year.
There's one around the corner from us.
Oh, is it?
There's
Yeah.
one in Hermitage.
Yeah,
Oh,
Hermitage, yeah.
The one that was on Harding. It was
Yeah.
open till this year. It just closed this year.
I mean, they're probably like, I don't know how those are still open.
That's like a childhood memory.
That was
though. That was so
Anna's-
fun.
That my little sister, that was her favorite restaurant.
We used to
growing
go
up.
there when I was a kid, and I would always get cheese ravioli with meat sauce
Well, also
and their
their
strawberry lemonade freeze thing.
their food was cheap. It still
Oh,
is
yeah.
cheap.
Yeah, it's all steamed in a water pot.
Right. Literally, it was like the cheap version of Olive Garden.
Yeah,
That's
they
what
literally just
Fazoli's
have like
was.
a big water thing that's like
It's a sous vide.
steaming.
It's a sous
And they
vide.
just throw all the pasta down in there and
Yeah.
pull it out, dump it in your bowl, and throw the sauce on there.
So there's a restaurant in Indiana, Tumbleweed, which you guys
No shit.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just all in water. It's just all steamed.
that's what they did this. It's like a massive sous vide.
Yeah,
And
it
And so
is.
they keep the pasta or cheese sauce. So I worked at this restaurant in Indiana, and I was like 16. I'm like seeing these guys open the restaurant, and they're throwing bags from the freezer into this massive water container.
Yeah,
I'm
got
like,
the
what are
all
you
the
doing?
noodles.
They had to thaw out the cheese sauce, the queso, everything came in a bag. And I was like, what are you guys doing? They're like, oh, this is how we make our cheese sauce. It comes from a factory. We just heat it up in the sous vide.
I
was
mean,
like, oh,
I understand like pre-portioning your stuff, because like that's what we do at our place is we pre-portion.
Well, I
all
even
of our
understand stuff
pasta.
coming in already pre-made. For instance, that saved our soup.
Oh yeah,
Everyone loves our soup now that it's pre-made because it's consistent.
Good.
It is good now.
It's Campbell's. Campbell's is good.
But I don't know. Just having stuff frozen in bulk like that is just weird.
It's funny. I had a guest last night, and he was like, "Is your bisque on the sherry side or the non-sherry side?" I was like, "Non-sherry side."
No,
I don't know.
I think it tastes like butter chicken.
It
Like
probably
Indian-
is.
I think it has
It looks like it.
what is the Indian
Oh.
spice that's in everything?
Turmeric.
No.
No.
Starts with an S. I always want to say Sazerac. That's not.
That's not it
that's
at all.
definitely not it.
It tastes like that to me. That Indian, that
Yeah.
heavy Indian spice.
I mean,
It's possible.
it's possible. I don't like the look of it. I like the old look.
Yeah, but I
But
like
the old look was inconsistent.
correct.
Very.
Now it tastes the same, and like
Every time.
all my parties, everyone eats it now because it just tastes like it's supposed to.
Yeah.
Does it necessarily taste like lobster bisque? Not really, but it does taste like good soup.
Good soup. We've got IHOP and Bob Evans and Denny's. Those are the three.
That are like close to being the same.
IHOP has its place.
So I will not go to IHOP because I got food poisoning from IHOP.
You get food poisoning from everywhere.
Well,
I've never eaten at Bob Evans,
I worked at the Bob.
but now I will fuck up the mashed potatoes at Kroger's.
Yeah, their mashed potatoes
His
are good.
pre-made TV dinner meal things,
Yeah.
like the potatoes, the mac and cheese, they're
Yeah.
actually really good.
Listen, when I tell you,
all plastic. But they're
so
good.
we got, I think it was 50% off food at the end of the night, and I always got kids chicken tenders with a side of mac and cheese because it was like the cheapest thing on the menu, so I only paid like $1.50 for it. But like their mac and cheese fresh because they bake it
Mhm.
and then put Ritz crackers on top,
Mhm.
like crumbled crackers on
Mhm.
top. And it was just, Bob Evans will always have a special place in my heart, but also everything else is,
Yeah, I've never eaten there. I saw it on Undercover Boss.
yeah.
Oh, there's
Yeah.
an undercover boss of Bob Evans.
Mhm.
There's so many restaurant undercover bosses.
I
There's
need to
one
go
of
check those out.
Rita's. I've never eaten.
Oh my gosh.
There's
Did
an
you see
Undercover
that?
Boss. Yeah,
Of what?
Rita's. It's like a
Rita's?
frozen.
It's like
Custard.
Italian ice.
Yeah,
Huh.
And it was
they're all
bad.
like franchised.
They're independent. Yeah,
Yeah,
they're all
all
independently
franchise
owned.
owned.
Interesting.
And the owner of Rita's literally goes to this place. They're not open when they're supposed to be open.
The
Like,
lady, she got her kids in the lobby
she had her toddler, her baby, laying on a plane
doing
mat.
tummy time in the
Did-
lobby.
Oh yeah. They decided that they were going to change the hours because that's what worked for her. All of her family worked there.
She had a drive-through open. The speaker didn't work. She was a mess.
It was bad.
But then the second guy was awesome. The little Hispanic guy.
Oh, I
he was
I didn't
open
get that far.
day to night. He had a catering truck. He was going to like softball teams.
Oh, he was getting
and,
after
like,
it.
He was getting after it. She gave him a lot of money.
Of course.
He was killing it.
He would, yeah. Well, with those independently owned franchises, like, I think that there's so much potential for those.
But you have to be rich.
Well, yeah.
You
Well,
have to
yeah.
have a lot of
You have to
money
have a
to
lot of money
invest
to
up front.
stop to
And
start.
you're responsible for maintenance and upkeep.
Yeah.
So you have to have money sitting to when something tears up that you're responsible
Exactly.
for
I
fixing.
definitely think that it's one of those, like, but it's also, I feel like, such a good opportunity
Mhm.
because, especially, like, I mean, when they brought a Dutch Bros here, like, those are independently franchised. And
And those
so,
are
I don't know
expensive.
many places that are independent. I know Zaxby's is independently franchised, but I've never eaten at a Denny's either. I've always
Are
been,
you serious?
I've always been IHOP. We've always gone to
I'd rather go
IHOP.
to, if I had my choice, I'd rather go to Denny's than
For
Bob
some
Evans
reason,
or IHOP.
IHOP is where I like to go. Like after I go on a beach vacation, when we're
Mm.
like out really late at the
Yeah.
beach, we always go to IHOP after,
Yeah.
like late at night.
See, it was so in college, there was an IHOP right next to the hotel
Mhm.
that my parents stayed at whenever they would come visit me while I was in school. So we always went to IHOP, in the morning. But also IHOP was a big thing for us in high school after when we did musicals and stuff, because it was like one of the only places that was open.
Now in high school, it was Waffle House. We were a Waffle
We never
House.
went.
Waffle
And
House.
Waffle House is awesome.
Listen,
Thank you.
no,
so
that
much.
Waffle House,
All-star meal all the way.
Waffle House, and Cracker Barrel are on here too.
Cracker Barrel's my favorite restaurant.
I hate Cracker Barrel.
Thank
I know
you.
you do, but it is my favorite restaurant on planet Earth.
Why is it your favorite restaurant?
It is delicious. And it is
It's
consistent
terrible.
and
Yeah.
it is good. And it is
You, me,
fattening.
and Bailey can go on a Cracker Barrel date because we love Cracker Barrel.
I have never once gone to Cracker Barrel and gotten food I thought was gross.
Agreed.
I thought the biscuits and gravy were gross.
It's consistent. Their food's always the same. Everywhere you go, it's consistent.
I'll eat there. I'm not gonna like
It's
starve.
so
Yes, you would.
good. They
No.
have the best homemade sourdough croutons.
Yeah.
Best dumplings. Best hash brown
See.
casserole. Best chicken pot
See,
pie.
but you
Best
have been,
meatloaf.
I've been spoiled with
You've
dumplings.
been spoiled with dumplings because your mom makes dumplings from scratch.
Well, I make dumplings from scratch too, but they have good dumplings.
Yeah.
I like the only
They make
thing,
lard dumplings. Cracker Barrels are lard.
Oh, yeah.
Like lard dumplings.
the only thing I like from there is is it the chicken fried chicken?
Yes.
Chicken fried chicken.
That's what
And
you
then cover it with gravy.
There ain't
and
nothing I don't like.
their gravy is and then
You gotta
the
get the brown gravy. They're brown gravy.
I just did the white
Their
gravy.
white gravy's okay.
But what's
The white gravy
hash
is what's okay.
the hash
The
brown
hash
casserole?
brown casserole.
The only two things I
Awesome.
like.
I like
Because
their
we
carrots.
went there for breakfast one day in Kansas City, and I was like, God, here we
My
go.
family will
They
fuck
love-
up some Cracker Barrel.
Me too. We are Cracker Barrel family.
Yeah.
My mom loves it. I
love Cracker Barrel. Their meatloaf's awesome.
Here's my thing about Waffle House because I didn't grow up on Waffle House.
Oh.
Shit.
uh,
Does
So-
everything taste like cigarettes? Yes, but is that part of what
that's
the
part of
appeal
the process.
is? Yeah.
I feel like if I had grown up on Waffle House, I would have a different opinion on Waffle House. But because all of my experiences are like, it's like 3 o'clock, it's like 2 o'clock in the
Mhm.
morning. This is the only thing that's open. That's why we're here. And like, I shouldn't be eating this late. That's why that's where my brain is.
Dude,
with
but
it.
everybody shits on Waffle House, but you go to a Waffle House at like 2 a.m. when there's fucking line out the door and you watch those employees, they
Oh,
are killing
They
it.
are some
Oh,
of
yeah.
the hardest working
They have
employees.
a bad rap for being like not
Ratchet,
very
yeah.
intelligent and ratchet, but I'm like, they're in there fucking calling fucking code orders at you fast as fuck. And those cooks are remembering what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like that
Oh, yeah.
shit's so hard. Like that kind of
I feel like COVID really ruined a lot of that stuff.
It
And-
really did.
And going into like Waffle House, like nothing stayed open. Like I don't
yeah,
think
the
I
Waffle
don't-
House by my house after 9 p.m. is takeout only.
Yeah,
You can't
that's-
even eat
Yeah,
in there because
same.
they don't have any employees.
Yeah, we were getting off work and my buddy was like, "Hey, I'm driving through town. Let's just grab some Waffle House." I was like, "Oh hell yeah!" And
we
we
pulled up and we were like, oh.
you can't go in, so we had to like eat in the car. But I mean,
Literally, he was at the time, he was
he was like transporting stuff.
like doing like goods
God, would you eat a
transporting.
waffle and runny eggs? That's so hard to eat in the car.
So yeah, so we're in the back of his transit van that's like hollowed out, obviously, just like sitting there
Just talking.
on a blanket,
just eating Waffle House.
eating Waffle House.
I love Waffle House.
But yeah, I love Waffle House.
It's
White
not an
trash
everyday
picnic
thing,
right
but
there.
it is. It's like we go there on Christmas usually for breakfast.
Oh,
'Cause they're
That's
open on
adorable.
Christmas.
Yeah, I didn't even think of that.
Mm-hmm.
But all right, so we've got Steak and Shake.
Trash.
trash. Throw it away. It should have been gone.
Frisco melt's okay.
Yeah,
Everything else garbage, and they don't even use ice cream in their shakes. It's shake mix. It's powder.
no
Did they?
shit.
Has it always been that way?
Mhm. My friend Courtney, she worked there. I mean, this was probably 2010, and she had worked there, and she was like, "Don't fucking eat there because the shakes
Oh
are made
my
out of powder. It's a
God.
shake
Mhm.
mix.
Oh, God,
it's not
ew.
even ice cream."
Well, that settles that. All right, so we've got. Oh
Trash.
my God! Ew.
Yeah,
That I'm baffled.
I used to
I
go there
used to
for
eat
the
there
shakes.
all the time.
I did too, but that's why they're so thick. Is because it's not even ice cream. It's mix.
So what is it? Milk and powder?
It's like a powder shake mix. So basically, it's like a powdered milk and sugar.
Right. So do they add water to it?
I'm assuming.
I'm pretty sure that's what McDonald's did back when they were trying to like. If you've watched the
Making
movie, the movie The Founder, like how Ray took it from like the two brothers in California to what it
That's
is
what
now.
Taco Bell does with all their food. It's all dehydrated
Yeah.
powdered. They put
Have you
water
seen the
in it.
beans?
Beans, meat, all their
Greens,
vegetables,
tomatoes.
onions. They're all dehydrated and they
And they
add
hydrate them with hot
to it.
water.
You guys are literally blowing my mind right now.
Mhm. Taco
Yeah.
Bell's food is not real food.
It's all fake.
processed
That's
fake
so-
food.
It is so good.
It is good. So I don't really eat their beef. I feel like I
I
can
only
eat
eat
my
their
cat
chicken.
food.
I haven't eaten
cat
Taco Bell
food.
in so long.
I feel like
I
my cat's
force him
cat
to
food
eat
is
it.
better.
I forced him to
better?
eat Taco
quality. My cat food that I have for my cats is probably better quality.
Oh my God.
I mean, you're probably
Well, but
not
it's
wrong.
also you, so like,
Why buy good quality?
Yeah,
cat food?
exactly.
But I'm like, I
That's
could
the
probably put that on my
Your cats are
taco.
eating better
It's
than
more
you half the time.
nutritious than Taco Bell.
probably. Oh my God. All right, we've got cheddars.
Yeah,
I hate cheddars.
I hate cheddars too.
Cheddars to me is like
They've gone downhill over
Cracker
the
Barrel,
years.
but like not as good. So I would always go to Cracker
They're like a
Barrel.
lunch Cracker Barrel.
Yeah.
I just feel like every time I've been to a Cheddar's, they're like trying to be this like upscale, like fine dining place.
Like we had to
and
use
it's-
we had to wear ties. We had to wear a white shirt
To go to Cheddar's.
to go
Yeah.
to Cheddar. No, not to go, but I
he
worked there.
at Cheddar's.
I worked there, and we had to
You
wear.
literally dressed like a fine
I've
dining.
always viewed Cheddar's the same as Cracker Barrel.
Are you serious?
Like they're the same caliber restaurant.
That's hilarious
They-
because they definitely try to be fine dining.
But it's almost the same menu. Like they have like meatloaf and chicken pot pie. And
Yeah.
like
It was
They're trying to be like
salads and
upscale.
country fried steak.
Yeah, it's like upscale home style cooking.
It used to be really good when I was a kid, like when it first started, because it started in Lexington, Kentucky,
Yeah.
and in the area in Indiana where I was there was a couple in Louisville, but the one I worked at was in Indiana, and they were really good. They did all their stuff.
I've only eaten there once.
They were a scratch made kitchen, so like they did everything in the house, and then
And then franchises happen.
yeah, it got bigger, and they just started like
Yeah.
I think there was a lawsuit with the guy of the that owned Cheddar's, and they were fighting for equal pay, basically, like they're getting people more money, like the minimum wage.
Livable wages.
And he was like, "Well, how am I going to afford my house?" And that's literally what he told the judge. And the judge was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? how
these
are
people
you gonna
affording
afford
their
your house?
Anything.
And you have these people that are not even barely making
Well,
making
Amazon got in
minimum."
trouble for the same thing. They got sued for not paying livable wages to their employees.
Which is wild because I feel like
I mean, Sarah, you're worth like $180 billion. I feel
Right.
Like you should
Exactly.
give some of that
I
out to your
mean,
staff.
my sister-in-law's mom works for Amazon like corporate, and I'm like, she makes good
Well, they
money.
all make good money now because they won that lawsuit. That lawsuit was like 5 or 6 years ago.
Oh yeah,
they
that's
won.
about,
They all got payout on
Yeah.
it.
that's about when she started working.
Yeah.
That's
'Cause
wild.
They did win that lawsuit.
Oh my goodness. All right. Long John Silver's A&W.
Never eaten at either one.
A&W
A&W
was fire. Food,
is now closed, but it
Yeah.
should not have been.
I am not a
closed.
fast food fish place.
Well,
I agree with
Long
that.
John Silver's
100%.
100% should definitely be closed. When I will say though, if you're gonna do fast food fish, Captain D's all the way.
Now, I did eat it. I used to eat at Captain D's because my granny liked eating at Captain D's.
Yeah.
And that was in our hometown. We didn't have a Long John Silver.
Yeah,
Their tartar sauce is fire.
Oh,
Best
yeah.
tartar sauce I've ever had.
Captain D's is like, it's so good.
But that's because my granny likes it. I will
Yeah.
never choose Captain D's. Like
Right.
that's like
yeah. Yeah, I never like we ate at Long John Silver's, but like, dude, it was just like half the time the shit wasn't cooked right and it just tasted
Yeah.
gross.
yeah. If I want
And like
fish,
the tartar
I want
sauce
like
was
fresh.
all right.
Yeah.
Exactly. I want fresh.
Even if it's
fish.
fried. Like I want something that's like not been frozen for 4 years.
Right. 4 years.
or caught out of a pond. And I'm just
Well,
kidding.
here's the thing. It's like, so growing up, my mom my mom still does. She has a seafood allergy. So like she can't have anything, like nothing from the sea. And so anytime she was out of town or like she was busy and my dad was in charge of dinner, we always either went to Long John Silver, Captain D's, or ate
He's just like, I need something from
Yeah.
the ocean.
or ate frozen fish steaks because
Ugh, those are horrible. Ugh.
because my dad was like, we will eat fish today. Like,
I don't know if I've ever had a frozen fish stick in my life.
are you serious? Oh my god.
We were more of a ramen noodle, hot dog,
Oh.
Vienna sausage family.
We did
Yeah,
do all the
same.
Vienna sausages.
Sauerkraut.
We never did the fish
Ew,
sticks.
not sauerkraut.
We did it a
German
couple
all the
times.
way,
We
baby.
did.
I love
You're so
sauerkraut.
German.
Cabbage in any way.
I love it.
I'm a
Oh my
cabbage
god.
Yeah.
That's wild.
I don't do sauerkraut though. I can't. I just,
I will eat a whole jar of it. I would just sit and eat it out of the jar.
Oh my
Oh,
god.
It's so good.
Ugh, that makes me want to throw it up a little. Alrighty. We have Subway Quiznos.
Okay. I like Subway.
I haven't had Subway
I'll
in
eat
so
Subway.
long because he
Sometimes I
doesn't-
crave Subway.
I crave Subway all the time.
Mhm.
And I used to eat it in New York all the time because it was right by my theater's office building.
Yeah.
And so that's what I would eat for lunch. I would
They've
go
come
down.
a long way too. Like they have soups now that you can get as like a
Yeah.
side, and their bread's now different. It's actually bread.
Well, that's my thing is like he loves a sandwich, but he's always like, let's go to Jimmy John's. Let's go to Jimmy John's. I hate Jimmy John's.
I love Jimmy John's.
I hate
They have
it.
sourdough bread.
God,
I
yes.
think that their bread tastes like plastic.
It's so good. It's
It's so-
sourdough. It tastes like it's sour. That's the point.
I don't know. Their white bread just tastes
you need to get the wheat bread, like the sandwich bread.
well, but a lot of time I can't eat wheat bread.
I mean, fair point.
Quiznos. I'm not a bit. We had a Quiznos in my food court in college at UTC.
Oh, okay.
There was a Quiznos, so we did eat at Quiznos. They were my probably least favorite sandwich place.
Yeah,
They were
I don't
all
like.
right. They weren't like
Their
incredible.
I think their bread was gross.
Yeah.
and they put fucking vinaigrette on every sandwich.
Yeah.
Like they were a vinaigrette. Like we're putting our fucking vinegar. That's how
Jersey
Jersey
Mike's.
Mike's. They put
Mike's way.
vinaigrette
Yeah.
on everything.
I
Well,
love
I
it.
do
I
Mike's
love
way.
a Jersey Mike's.
Their buffalo chicken, blue cheese, hot sub at Jersey Mike's is so good.
Is it? I haven't had that one yet.
I get the buffalo chicken, blue cheese one.
I just don't like blue
hot
cheese.
and
I don't like the-
melts. I love blue cheese.
Yeah, I don't like it.
So good.
See, but I could do it with provolone and then put ranch on it.
I do
See,
like-
Logan would choose Jersey Mike's over anything.
Yeah, that's where I am.
My boy.
I love Jersey Mike's. I mean, this is why.
What's the other one?
Firehouse subs?
I love
There's Firehouse. There's
subs.
also another
Penn
one.
Station.
Penn Station.
I
Logan
love
hates Penn
the
Station.
Station of Appreciation.
They
What?
have such a
I
good.
call it the Station of Appreciation.
They have such a good Reuben with sauerkraut on it, and I
With sauerkraut.
love it. But Logan hates Penn Station. He thinks they're nasty.
Well, so with my food allergy,
No.
I can't eat at Firehouse subs because they say that like none of their bread is safe. And I can't eat at Penn Station either. That was
They
my
fry 'em
issue
peanut
growing
oil.
up. Is I got to the point where like I found all the restaurants that I could eat at, and then I didn't venture out to anything else because why? Because I hated walking into a restaurant and being like, well,
I'm allergic. to
either
everything.
everybody has to leave with me or I'm gonna sit here and not eat.
I would say keep Subway, keep Penn Station, keep Jersey Mike's. All the rest of them can go. Those are my three favorites. Probably.
Jimmy John's.
I mean, I do like Jimmy John's.
It's like they're freaky
He-
fast, man. You
Who
can go in
cares if they're fast? If
I
it
do.
tastes like I'm eating plastic.
Well, it's sourdough.
Their bread is good.
No, that
They have the
Way
least
to
amount
go.
of options. I feel like as far
Yeah.
as sandwich, they're very
Well,
limited.
and that's why I didn't like Quiznos. Is for the longest time I didn't eat hot subs. I only ate cold subs, and so I was like, why would I want to
like
go
hot
somewhere where it
subs.
forces me to eat a hot sub?
We even eat hot subs at home, like when we make sandwiches.
I love
Oh yeah,
We
I love
do
hot
too.
subs.
We cook them in the air fryer.
Oh, that's
I didn't even
genius.
think of that.
We like
He
to-
always does it stovetop.
Yeah, we toast the bread in the oven and then we'll make the sandwich and then put it in the air fryer for a
That's-
few minutes.
What's it
so that
like?
melts.
What's it like dating a professional chef?
It's good. Even-
I love that so much. All right, now the big that we're gonna do the big buffet debate.
Oh,
So we've got Golden Corral, Ryan's, and Hometown Buffet.
did you eat at any of those when you were kids?
Ryan's. We went to Ryan's every Thanksgiving, like the day before Thanksgiving.
Okay.
And we would always go to North Carolina to see my mom's side of the family.
They're still out there.
And we would go to Ryan's the day before Thanksgiving. Now, once I started working in restaurants, so I'd say like I started at Red Lobster when I was 17.
Mhm.
I quit eating at buffets
Right?
because shit's fucking nasty.
Yeah.
Did you see that video with Golden Corral? Like this guy was like exposing Golden Corral because they had so much food that they couldn't put. They were prepping so much food that they couldn't put it in their walk-in, so they were holding it outside under like those like catering things that the big racks
Oh
and you
yeah,
can cover
the
them.
boxes.
The boxes
Yeah.
basically they were putting them outside and flies were
So
everywhere.
Nasty.
I was like, I mean, I stopped going to Golden Corral when I was like
I haven't
16.
eaten at a buffet since I was like 15 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We called it the feed and steed.
It's so nasty. Like we had Western Sizzling. That was what was in my hometown.
Oh, okay.
And it was a buffet. And we used to go there when I was a kid, but I feel like it was because I feel like when I was a kid, kids ate free
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we were very poor.
Yeah.
So it's somewhere my parents could take us and feed us
Yeah.
without having to pay.
You know, I was 10 years old until I was probably 15. So until they knew that I was
Yeah.
15,
Oh, 100%.
I was
Yeah.
10 years old.
For the longest time, we tried to fit me under that 12 and under radar
Mhm.
because until I hit puberty, I looked like a little kid.
Yeah.
Like you could pass me for
Same.
6 years old sometimes.
Yeah.
As a 10-year-old.
Yeah, we went to Ryan's a lot. Ryan's bread slapped. I remember their rolls. That
Well,
slapped.
they had like a walk up place too, where you could like order fresh food.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
you
we
could
never
order
did
like
that, yeah.
steaks. Like we had where you could go up and you could order like a steak or a chicken breast or something, and they would cook it right in front of you without it being on
So
the
Golden
buffet.
Corral
We
did the
did
same,
have that.
same thing.
Yeah.
But the last time that I went to Golden Corral, I got food poisoning because we got steak and we ate. It's probably because I ate a ton of steak, but like I was sick for
Oh no,
days.
you won't catch me at a buffet of any kind. No,
No.
that's so nasty.
I think, well, especially, I mean,
I think COVID really ruined
Well, and
that for
kids just
everyone.
go up there and lick kids are atrocious. They just
Kid-
go up there
yeah.
and lick everything. Oh God, it's
kids are
disgusting.
just,
dirty.
Yeah.
Yeah.
oh my God. Ugh. It makes me want to throw up just a little bit thinking about it. All right. As regards to like sit down, like bar and grills, we've got Red Robin, Applebee's, Chili's,
Tell 'em.
and Outback.
So Red Robin's trash. They're
Never
old.
been there.
They tried
You've
with their.
never been to Red Robin?
No, I don't
It's-
really like burgers.
Oh, I love burgers, but it's frozen. It's frozen burgers.
I would
anyway.
rather make a burger at home how I want it made. I'm not
Honestly, you're
girl
gonna make
to
a better
eat.
burger than Red Robin. I promise you that.
The only place I go for burgers, like as an adult, is Jack Brown.
Where?
Jack
Jack
Brown's.
Brown's. It's like a
What
bar.
is that?
It's a local bar and grill.
And they do weird burgers.
So we need to go there.
Like
Yeah.
I had one last time I went and it had like cream cheese and pepper jelly on it.
Oh, yeah.
so good. They have like weird. They're all
That's
smash
so
burgers.
cool though. I
Yeah.
love that.
And they're open till 3:00 in the morning.
We definitely need it. Maybe that's an after work adventure we
Yeah,
should
there's
go
one on 3rd. It's not very far.
Oh hell yeah. We're definitely gonna do that.
we
then,
went
but-
to Bar Louie last night and we had their late night stuff and I got like a burger with an egg. It had Tillamook cheese, candied bacon. It was delicious. And cream cheese, I think it was too.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Which is wild because it was like to think like people putting like cream cheese and like
Oh,
things like
so
that
good.
on
I put
burgers.
cream cheese like wraps. If you do like a wrap
Mhm.
and then put some cream cheese on it first and then put the cheese on it and like toast it on a skillet.
Yeah. Gets
Oh,
it more
100%.
melty.
But it's-
Applebee's, go away.
Applebee's
can
go.
still exists. Cannot even believe that.
Applebee's can
they
definitely
microwave
go down.
everything. It's terrible.
Outback's going the same way though. I feel like Outback's like
Outback has
straight down.
definitely gone downhill.
Yeah, I was always a Texas Roadhouse girl. We ate
Yeah.
at Texas Roadhouse.
Texas Roadhouse.
It's like shits on
I've
Outback.
never
Texas Roadhouse is so good.
eaten at Texas
It's
Roadhouse.
so good. I don't think you can.
I can now.
Yeah.
We learned that.
learned, yeah.
When we did our first episode of More Bread, Please.
But Outback's garbage compared to.
100%. And then he hates Chili's
Yeah.
I love Chili's.
with a passion. And
You have to know what to get at Chili's.
Yeah.
Like if you get their shitty food, it's good bar food. Like their Texas cheese fries are awesome, and they cook them in like a skillet. Their salads are really good. Like don't go in there and get their fucking like New York strip.
No,
That's
I would
right.
never do that.
disgusting.
That's what I'm saying. But like,
But if you go in there and you get their shitty bar food,
their
they're 2 for
appetizers are
1.
so good.
their appetizers are good. They're 2 for 1 happy hour from 2 to 10. You get
Yeah.
all their drinks on the menu are like 2 for 1. You go in there with the expectation that you're eating fucking shitty food, shitty drinks.
And I will say, Chili's is a restaurant that's doing their reward program right. Because if you're a part of their reward program, you walk in there and you automatically get free chips and salsa.
Mm-hmm.
Like it doesn't like it. You don't have to like.
And their
build
chips
up-
are good. I don't know
And
if
their
they make
chips are
them there or
good.
not, but their chips are so good. They're so thin.
Yeah.
And salty. They're so good.
It's so like they're
Yeah.
somebody who's doing their reward program right because
Like
like
they're not like a place I would be like, oh, let's go to Chili's. But if
Right.
I walk by a Chili's and I'm hungry, I would go.
I'll
there and
go
eat
in
some
there.
French fries and have a
Yeah.
margarita. Like it's okay.
that's what I'm saying. Like
Yeah. I'm so
it's
just
instant gratification.
again,
reward.
I won't starve, but I don't like going out of my
Yeah.
way to go to
I won't
Chili's.
pick Chili's, but like me and Logan went to Chili's one time. We were in the mall, and I hate Chewy's, so we went to Chili's instead.
Chewy's
Chewy's?
is on our list.
Can't stand Chewy's.
I don't like it.
It's nasty.
The only thing
Ranch
that I
dip's
like,
amazing.
that's the only
That's the
thing.
only
Their
thing.
margaritas are disgusting.
Horrendous.
So
Disgusting.
Horrendous.
I don't know if they make that mix or they buy that mix. Whatever fucking mixes in their margaritas tastes like a shoe,
Yeah,
like a dirty gym
it's
shoe.
horrible.
So we went to Chewy's for my birthday in Cool Springs, and we're like, it's all right. Like we're eating the food and stuff, and then my old roommates made a coconut cake. It's my favorite cake. She's an amazing baker, And so we're divvying out this cake, and the server's like, "Oh man, that looks really good." Obviously,
you can have a piece. Sir.
We're gonna give him a piece. So we gave him a huge chunk, but when he brought the plate over to get the piece of cake, beans and cheese were
falling off the bottom of it.
Falling off the bottom of this plate. And I was like, "Ugh." Like, I was like, oh God. But I mean, the kitchen like lost their shit when they had like tried this cake, and everyone came to the table.
The fact
was like,
that a homemade cake was better than anything that they were producing.
Well, their food is garbage. Like, they don't
Yeah.
have anything good except that ranch dip.
Yeah.
And every time I eat there, my friend Sarah always wants to go to Chili's or Chewy's when we go eat. I'll just get like a burrito and I just like fucking pour that ranch all over it. That's the only way I'm getting it down.
just like, just force it down.
Douse
Yeah, I'm
it.
just like,
oh my
get that
God, that's
ranch
so
dip.
funny. No, that's on there. And then we also have your favorite, PF Chang's on here.
Trash.
Here's the thing.
I was gonna say
PF Chang's, if you go to a PF Chang's where they're making it right,
yeah.
it's fucking really good.
Yeah.
But the execution is so hard because it's scratch kitchen.
Yeah.
Everything's made to order. It's so hard to find staff who like gives a fuck enough to like make the food right.
Exactly.
Well, I heard like I think it was Brent that was telling us that like they're, and maybe you too, the allergy, like they're serious about allergies.
Yeah,
there.
we have a matrix is what it's called, an allergy matrix, and it's on the computer, and you can go in and like put in everybody's allergies, and it'll print a menu of everything they're allowed to have. And then
Yeah, they did that for me.
then when you basically you ring in the food with an allergy and they put it, it's called a drama. They basically, I always compare PF Chang's like Genghis Grill. If you've ever been to a Genghis Grill.
I have not.
Well, all the ingredients are raw. So you got your meats all raw, then you've got all your vegetables raw, and that station's called Drama Station. And they put everything on plates and they send it down to the wok cooks with like everything that's supposed to go in the dish.
Oh, so there's actually some person
That's doing that. So like,
Wow.
for instance, it'd be like, we'll just use Bob. Bob's working drama. The check comes through and it's a chain spicy chicken. He weighs out the chicken. He grabs the onions, the chili paste, whatever goes in there, and then sends it down. The wok cook makes the sauce, throws all the shit in there, makes it to order.
Wow.
Interesting.
So if
that
an
I actually have a new appreciation now.
comes in, it goes on a red plate. That's how the cooks know there's an allergy on here. And then
my God, I love that.
They
I
know
was
to
like,
ask
I was wondering
drama.
why her plate. I figured it was just
they know
different
to
plates.
ask drama, what's the allergy? Because it comes out in a different color.
I love that.
Yeah, I was wondering why.
As somebody with a
Because
severe
hers was
food
on a red
allergy.
plate, and I was like, why is hers on a red plate?
Yeah, it means
All right,
there's
whatever.
an allergy.
I love that so much.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God.
But they're still trash.
PF Chang's, when it is executed right, it is a
Yeah.
damn good restaurant, and the food is really good.
I'd like to go to a PF Chang's where like it's not tastes like gravel when I eat the orange chicken or whatever I ate.
Probably Chattanooga or any of them in Florida, because all the ones in Florida, that's where basically all of their like executives live.
Okay.
So
Uh-huh.
all the PF Chang's in Florida are like firing at top notch caliber.
Wow.
Yeah.
That explains it though, because I mean, I remember the first time I went to PF Chang's, because I don't eat a lot of Asian food because
Yeah.
of my food allergy. Because I
Peanuts
just
are in everything.
well, it's not even that. It's just I also don't want to deal with any language barrier at some Asian restaurants. In the sense that like I'm asking you, does this have peanut and nut in it? And you're
When they
like,
don't.
no peanuts, but like there's fucking cashews in it or something like that. You know what I mean? And so I remember the first time I went to PF Chang's, it was for my birthday. My ex had taken me. And it was like a fine dining.
Yeah, it used to be really nice.
It was beautiful. It was
Yeah.
in St. Louis. And so it was in this up and coming area. And I just remember it was such a nice restaurant.
Mhm.
And then, of course, like we go to the one in Cool Springs. And I'm like, this is nothing like the PF Chang's.
We were like texting you like this shit
Oh, yeah,
sucks.
So it's not good. But
like, this is
the
horrendous.
ones in Nashville are not good. It's just because the staff, it's hard to staff these here because
Yeah.
no one, as we know, working in the restaurant business, no one actually gives a fuck.
Right.
Like even where we work, the
That's
kitchen
real.
sends out shit food. They just don't care. So it's hard to find people. who care.
100%. Oh my God. Alrighty. We have, I put Panera on here with the asterisk of as long as it's replaced by McAllister's. Like if a McAllister's was put in place of every Panera there was, I would be completely content. However, if that's obviously not possible. I'll keep Panera just because the bread bowls are good.
I don't like food like that.
Panera has
You
gone
don't
down-
like food like that? What do you mean?
Panera's just gone
it's
downhill.
like you could eat at a hospital cafeteria and get the same food that you get at Panera.
Oh my God. This is why I love that you're on this episode, because you're like, that's trash.
Yeah, their mac and cheese is awesome, but it also comes in bagged frozen. Yeah, but it is good. But it's because it has like mustard and stuff in it.
I mean, they do bake their bread and stuff, but like, yeah, exactly.
I don't know. It just reminds me of like cafeteria food.
I definitely understand that.
Yeah.
And again, I feel like a lot of this stuff for me is a nostalgia thing.
Yeah,
where like I have certain core memories that are attached.
Like
to
the only thing I've ever like
restaurants.
gone to Panera for is to buy like bagels by the dozen for like people at work.
Oh yeah.
I never
Panera,
like eat there.
I feel like when we were younger, Panera was
Well,
on
it just
one.
came out. Everyone like wanted
Right.
Panera. But God, you go in there and get like a half and half sandwich, half salad. It's like $24.
Now it is,
now
for
it
sure.
is.
The
It's
fuck?
wild.
You get 3
It's-
bites of food.
Right. We go in and both of us eat and it's like $45 later.
Yeah,
and
you
I'm
get
like, shit.
a full mac and cheese. It's like $11 and it's like 4 ounces. And
Right.
I'm like,
Yeah.
what the fuck?
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
this is insane.
Most
However,
expensive cafeteria food on earth.
McAllister's, I fuck up some McAllister's.
Yeah,
Love it.
McAllister's is good.
McAllister's is so good and so good that we will drive all the way to Nolensville to eat McAllister's because that's the closest one.
Yeah, Franklin and Nolensville are very similar in mileage, but like we obviously just can take back roads from here to get to Nolensville.
Nukes is kind of the same kind of restaurant.
I love Nukes.
Nukes is
What's
good.
that?
Nukes. I've taken
similar.
You to, yeah, I've taken you to Nukes in Franklin,
Okay.
but
I'll take your word for it.
obviously it was not. It did not click.
It didn't
They
embed.
have pizzas there at Nukes though too, don't they?
Maybe I don't know.
I don't know. It's kind of like
I just like
cafeteria
sandwiches.
kind of restaurant.
But I like their. I love McAllister's potato soup,
Mhm.
and I love their broccoli cheddar is good too. But Nuke's broccoli cheddar is fire.
With McAllister's, I just feel like, honestly, the main reason why I started going there was because of their sweet tea and lemonade.
Well, they do all their lemon. I think they fresh squeeze their
They do.
lemonade.
Well, I mean, obviously, like so they say. I've never seen somebody freshly squeeze it.
And then
But,
we tell people we make our lobster biscuits.
oh my God,
I still am like, yeah, we make it.
I definitely told them. I've told people that we don't make it from scratch anymore, but that's fine. I'll get fired for it later, I'm sure. No, but I love McAllister's more than life itself sometimes. All right, wings wise, we've got Hooters and Buffalo Wild Wings on here because I don't like
Garbage.
either of them.
Take it down.
Both are nasty.
Yeah, like I think Buffalo Wild Wings
I
back
don't know
in
of
the day.
any like corporate, like mainstream restaurant that I would like go there for their wings.
we went
Right.
to Wingstop and
Even Wingstop, that was horrible.
Their ranch is good.
the ranch is good. That
Their
was the only
ranch
thing
was
that was good.
but
But like all the
fries are good.
wings that me and Logan go get are like food trucks or like local places that we get wings at. We don't ever go like mainstream wings.
you got to tell me where you guys go for wings because sometimes I'm like craving some wings.
Yeah, we were craving wings and we went to Wingstop and we're just like, this is trash.
I was like, this is disgusting. Also, I was going to get boneless wings, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to get chicken
You know, has
tenders.
really good wings. Broadway Brew House.
Yeah?
They have jerk wings,
Oh,
but they are really, really good.
I love jerk wings.
Yeah.
I definitely miss good wings.
Yeah, Mellow Mushroom used to have good wings too.
But because like his buddy Justin smokes wings all the
Yeah,
time.
we smoke. We have
Mhm.
he has a smoker, and so we smoke wings all the
So
time.
I mean, but like I don't want to sit and wait for wings. Like it's like hours.
Yeah. I'm not a big wing eater. Logan loves wings. He gets wings. I always usually get something else.
Yeah.
Wings are
He
too.
got wings at the Mexican restaurant that
He
one
loves
time.
wings. He
went.
loves hot wings. He loves them.
At Cinco de Mayo.
Yeah.
He ordered wings.
That's his favorite food.
which is
It's
so
hot wings.
funny.
Mhm.
But oh my God, that is, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah,
I hate the feeling of bones. Like when I'm eating wings
I don't mind the
sometimes.
bones. It's just the payoff's not what it's worth to eat them.
Right. And
Well,
so I like boneless wings. And he's like, those are just chicken nuggets. And I'm like, you're right.
It's processed meat.
that it's like thighs that like all the fats and the
Well, it's made into a
trimmings,
paste.
and they press
Then
it
they
out
press
into
it out and bread
Unless,
it.
yeah. Because like the way I do my chicken nuggets is Like I get like chicken breasts and I cube them up and bread them and that kind of thing.
But like mainstream chicken nuggets are like all
like
made
McDonald's
into a paste.
McDonald's
I
is
know,
paste.
Which is fine. I actually love McDonald's chicken nuggets. I think they're
on
fire.
the subject of chicken nuggets.
McDonald's chicken nuggets are good as fuck.
Yeah, but it's paste.
Oh, it's paste, but the texture of them is
Burger
perfect.
King. I feel like I'm
I
eating
worked at
trash with Burger King.
Now,
I don't
You
Wendy's-
worked at Burger King?
That was my first job ever.
Oh my
Burger King.
God.
But
See, I have never worked in a fast food restaurant.
I never went that far.
it's a good experience.
Is it?
It's a horrible experience.
It's a good.
Yeah.
No, it is a good experience for like if you're planning on working in the restaurant business. I feel like everybody should start in fast food.
Yeah. My first restaurant job was Bob Evans.
It gets you used to being completely crushed. Like, and the staff is so unreliable at like these fast food restaurants. Like when I was in high school, I was literally like 15, 16 years old. And we would have nobody show up. So there were Friday nights where it was just me and my manager. iPhone. Me and my manager, Jeffrey. And I'm 15. I'm not even allowed to work past 10 p.m.
But you're doing it.
But you're
And
gonna.
so basically how it went was my dad decided he wanted to be like a dad at this point in my life. And he would like come up to Burger King and I would clock out at 10 and my dad would come up there and like sit in the lobby to make sure I wasn't being like kidnapped by the manager. Right. And I would work off the clock till like 3:00 in the morning. And then they would clock me in on Saturdays when I wasn't there. And they would clock me in for all the hours that I had worked throughout the week.
Holy shit.
Because there was a lot of times I was literally the only employee and I'd be running back window, front window, counter.
Hustling.
Yeah, just crushing
That
it. I know how to work every position.
That makes a lot of
I could work
sense
the
for me.
kitchen.
That explains so much when it comes to you and your work ethic.
Yeah, I could work in the kitchen. I mean, there were times where it was literally just me and one other person.
That explains so much.
Mm-hmm.
It really does.
How was that though? Was it just like, what am I fucking doing?
At
or
the
was
time, it was complete hell. And I like, was just constantly bitching and complaining. But now looking back at it now, I'm like, dude, if I had to do that today, I would fucking kill it. Crush it. I mean, I was making $5.50 an hour too. And my paychecks were like, I get 40 hours a week. My paycheck's like $250.
Oh, we were balling
you
back
couldn't have
in the
told
day.
me nothing. I thought I was damn Drake.
$200
balling.
a week.
Intel home, like you probably were.
I was rich. Rich. But
Oh my gosh, that's wild.
Mhm.
Well, on the fast food train, we've got White Castle,
no.
Jack in the Box,
No.
Arby's, Burger King, KFC, Sonic.
Arby's?
Sonic can stay.
Yeah.
The rest of them need to disappear.
Sonic's food is not as good as it used to be.
But they got the drink
No
stop.
one's-
But they got the drinks
They
and
got
they got
drinks.
and they got the
Oh my gosh, that
desserts.
Red
cheese
Bull.
sticks. Their mozzarella cheese sticks are fucking fire.
Their cheese sticks, I love their onion rings
Their
because their
Conies,
batter
chili
is
cheese conies are good as
sweet.
fuck.
Yeah, I had a girlfriend in high school and then she worked
You
at
had a
Sonic.
girlfriend in high school?
Oh my God.
You had a girlfriend before?
Jesus.
This is crazy.
Stop the world, please.
Turn the podcast off.
We're done. Anyways, this girl, she worked at Sonic and I would go visit her, but she had them make me this chicken sandwich. And this chicken sandwich was the best chicken sandwich. So I always went back there to get the chicken sandwich. And then they changed the recipe. And then I don't even know what was
I know, their
different.
chili cheese conies there are so good.
Yeah.
My mom used to take my brothers and I would eat these fucking massive
Foot long chili cheese.
foot-long
Oh
cheese.
my
chili cheese.
God.
It'd be so gross because like by the time the bun gets out to you, it's like soggy as fuck.
Well, you get Fritos on it.
Well, I never got Fritos
You gotta
on
get
it.
Fritos on it. It gives the crunch back. We were a
I
Sonic.
love you
We have
so
two
much.
Sonics in Tullahoma. We have one on this side of town and one on this side of town. And we would all, and like after school, that's
Yep.
what we would do, cruise from Sonic to Sonic. We would just drive
Oh.
back and forth, back and forth.
Oh
Plus,
my God.
you'd get the happy hour drinks too,
Well, that was our
like
thing.
ocean water and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
So we had a Sonic within walking distance from our, like literally our high school's right here. There's a Sonic right here.
Sonic's
And
good.
so we would, as soon as the bell would ring, we would all run to our car or run to the Sonic before we could drive.
Yeah.
We would run to the car and we would like drive as fast as we could to Sonic to go get a happy hour drink before musical
yeah.
or play rehearsal.
Yeah.
And we had 15 minutes to get there and back by the time, because our butt needed to be in the auditorium seats by 2:30.
yeah.
And it was so funny because shout out to freaking Ron Meyer, our theater director, because he got to the point where he was like, I hate Sonic. Sonic is the most un-American thing because it makes you guys late. And we're like,
Sonic's
but
awesome.
Ron, it's literally called Americans Drive Through. And it was so funny because he was just like, I don't understand. I don't understand why you need a Sonic drink. And it's like, because
it's fire.
Well, Sonic got credit for doing all the car hopping and stuff. Like they're the original, but Shoney's was the original car hop.
Interesting.
I've only eaten at Shoney's like once or twice.
Yeah, I don't
Shoney's
like.
used to be so good back in the day before it like got bought out.
Yeah, now it's just
Shoney's was never.
I don't think
a thing
Shoney's
for
is
me.
even a thing. I think they're gone.
No, there's still one on Donaldson.
Yeah, there's one in Donaldson.
Yeah.
But I think
I just can't believe there's so many fast food restaurants still around because who is eating fast food like that?
Backyard Burger, they just went out.
Backyard
Like,
Burger
I
just
think
went out of
They
business.
used to
Sure,
be
Sonic
really
can
good.
stay because they have the slushies and stuff. They're
Yeah.
good. Wendy's is fire.
100%.
The best like fast food like burgers and fries. So good. Good chicken nuggets.
I love
Yeah,
their
So
spicy
good.
chicken nuggets.
They always
Oh,
have good produce. I've
And the
never gotten like a
Frosties.
nasty tomato at Wendy's.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then Chick-fil-A obviously can stay. But
Love
the rest
Chick-fil-A.
of them need to go away.
I guess my thing is like, I mean, I McDonald's is my guilty pleasure.
McDonald's is trash.
It's
It is.
plastic.
McDonald's is, you're right. But when I want fast food, when I'm going to eat like shitty fast food, I don't eat it for the goodness of it.
I will always choose Wendy's.
I used to go to that McDonald's.
I just
McDonald's
love a
over there.
McChicken.
But Wendy's chicken sandwich is better.
100%. I used to go to that McDonald's after work in Cool Springs, the one across from PF. And they would be like literally closing up. And I'm like, look, I just need some food. So I would go there and get a double quarter pounder, large with a large fry, and then get a 10-piece McNugget. And that's how I got 300 pounds.
Well,
I
their
ate
quarter
that all the
pounder's
time.
Okay, because they're supposed to cook those to order, and they're actually like real beef.
Well, yeah.
They're not like their processed.
That's why I didn't eat the
patties.
Big Mac. I never really ate the Big Mac.
I do
really,
like Big Mac just because I like the sauce.
Dude, Matt was telling us about, he was like, dude, the fish, the fish one,
fillet.
the fish fillet. He's like, it's fire. I'm
He
like,
loves a fish fillet.
you were gross.
I bet it is good. I mean, it's just a fucking like fried fish stick patty.
Yeah.
I've
Ugh.
never had it, but I like
One of my
tartar
friends,
sauce.
my friend Erin, lived off of those in college because she's pescatarian. So like when it was Lent time in St. Charles,
I'm
she
telling
was-
you, Jesus would rather you eat meat than eat that shitty fucking McDonald's.
she was living for it though, because that was the only time that they had for the longest time. They would take that fish fillet away
Mhm.
and then they would bring it back for Lent time
Yeah.
because
The only thing I do like at McDonald's, they have really good sweet tea because it's always like diabetic sweet.
Oh, yeah.
So when I want a sweet tea,
Diabetic
I don't
sweet.
drink sweet tea that often. When I
don't
do
either.
want sweet tea, I want it to be like
Right.
fucking diabetes.
well, and my thing is I don't know why, but like McDonald's Sprite hits different.
It does. They carbonate it more. It's
Yeah.
spicy Sprite.
Is that what it is?
Yeah, the carbonate.
I think it is so
McDonald's
good.
has exclusive rights to Coca-Cola because they were one of the original restaurants that mass sold Coca-Cola.
yeah.
So they have like all these like rights to Coca-Cola that no other restaurant has. So
Interesting.
they get all these exclusive products. Like all of their Coca-Cola, they have the best Coca-Cola in the world.
They do.
Because it comes in a keg. It's never been room temperature. It's always chilled from the second it goes in that keg.
Holy shit.
It's like transported
Wait,
on
it's a keg, not a box?
It's a keg. And that's why it's so good. And it holds its
Is it
carbonation.
the same with like all the others, like Sprites?
Nope. They're only the Coca-Cola comes like that. But that's why they advertise their Coca-Cola because it is genuinely the best Coca-Cola in the world. And it's like mixed different than red Coca-Cola you get in a bottle. It's never room temperature. It's even
Wow.
transported on like a temperature controlled truck. It is the best Coca-Cola in the world.
But the Sprite comes from like those boxes. That
Yes, but there's something they do to their Sprite that's different.
It's a carbon. It's a
It's a
carbonation.
carbonation thing. They
It is
super
so
carbonate their
good.
Sprite.
It's spicy
It
Sprite.
hurt. Yeah, it's
I
called
used
spicy
to
Sprite. It's
it's
painful to drink.
because
Yeah.
I would get off work at our old restaurant and McDonald's was one of the only things that was open. So I would 9 times out of 10 I would go there and I would get a Sprite.
Now,
before
don't get
lunch.
me wrong.
went
Sometimes
home.
I'll stop at McDonald's in the mornings and get like their breakfast burritos and stuff.
Their sausage biscuits are so
But
Their,
I would
breakfast,
just-
their breakfast is pretty good.
But now that they're not open till 3 a.m., there's no point in McDonald's.
Oh, 100%. I will say that's probably one of the biggest things is
Yeah.
because most restaurants now aren't open late. There's
Yeah.
no point in eating at a fast food restaurant.
Yeah, when you can just go. I mean, everything closes at the same time, so you might as well just go get something a little bit
Something
nicer,
good, yeah.
something nicer.
No, 100%. It's one of my guilty pleasures. It really, really is. But
what about Big Boys or Frisch's? I think they're
Big
just,
Boys is Shoney's.
Wait, are they the same thing?
Mhm.
Yeah.
What is Frisch's the same thing?
I don't
know.
I think that was it's like Rallies and Checkers.
So when Shoney's first opened, it was called Shoney Big Boy.
Yeah.
It's the same company.
Okay, that makes
Big
sense.
Boy's is the fast food version. It's owned by Shoney.
Because our Shoney's in Independence turned into a Big Boy's.
Yeah, it's the same.
Yeah.
company.
And then
My brother worked
completely
at a
went
Big
away.
Boy. Yeah.
My granny opened all the Shoney's in Middle Tennessee.
Oh,
Go Granny.
She was a
Granny.
supervisor.
that's so cute.
Yeah,
I
my
love
brother
that.
worked at Big Boy, and he was like, "I
Which
hate it."
one?
Ben.
I always want it to be Brad.
It just reminds me
I
of
don't
Jack
know
in the
why.
Box. And I
Brad
think
worked at
Jack in the
McDonald's.
Box is the nastiest restaurant besides Arby's.
100
Arby's and Jack in the Box are just complete garbage. I cannot
Correct.
believe people still like
My dad
show
likes
their
Arby's.
face pulling up into a drive-through at an Arby's or a Jack in the Box.
My dad likes Arby's, and I'm like, Dad, that's disgusting.
I can't eat Arby's anymore.
It's just so
The
nasty.
last 2 times I've eaten Arby's, I've puked.
Their Arby's sauce, now their jalapeno poppers are fire. They are cream cheese filled and they come with a berry sauce. That's the only thing that's good there. Everything else complete garbage.
Their club sandwiches are good, but like I'm not going to Arby's for that.
Hell no.
No, I think Hardee's is the same way. I
don't like Hardee's.
hate
They have
Hardee's.
good biscuits though. They're made from scratch.
Oh yeah, I didn't know that. So that's good to
Their
know.
breakfast is good. If you
But-
go get a Hardee's biscuit, their biscuits are homemade.
I honestly like majority of fast foods. I can't do it. Like
Yeah, I'm not a fast food person.
it's like it's
It's
one
a
of
last
those-
resort for me.
Yeah, it's like a desperation. Or if I'm like traveling and I'm like
Right.
to the point where I'm so fucking hungry that I can't wait 5 minutes to eat.
Right.
Like, I'm about to kill someone.
right.
Then I'll just pull into the nearest fast food restaurant. I'm like, give me something to eat.
Right.
Something.
Well, like, I mean, there
crazy.
are some days when I'm driving home from work where I'm like, I just don't want to go home. Like, especially if I work in the morning,
Mhm.
I just don't want to go home and cook anything. So
Yeah.
I just want to pick something up from a fast food place.
That's something I've definitely had to break myself of because I got in a bad habit of doing that. And so
Yeah.
now I'm like, I have HelloFresh. I'm just going to go home and cook it. It takes 30 minutes.
Yeah.
Like by the time I could have gotten the fast food, gotten home, eaten the fast food, I could have just made the damn
Yeah.
HelloFresh meal.
Well, I will say, like, that's one of the things that, like, he's broken me of.
Yeah.
Like, being in.
And it's so much cheaper. Just eat at home. You already got the food at home. Eat the fucking food at home.
But we don't have the food at home.
Well,
We
I mean,
keep food at home. Me and
We're
Lauren.
really bad about going to the
Yeah.
grocery store. We go to the grocery store when we need something.
We don't really go to the grocery store that often, but we do get HelloFresh. And we
Yeah.
always have those meals sitting there. And so always we're like, we're really hungry. And I'm like, well, let's just cook our meal because you don't have to buy anything.
Yeah.
yeah.
All you have to have like in your house is butter
Yeah.
and salt and pepper.
I mean,
So they're really good. But we keep those. And when we keep like sandwich stuff.
it's also really hard for me. Again, having a food allergy just ruins your life. Because
does.
I don't
some
know
of
if they're.
those,
They've never sent me anything that's ever had a nut in it.
Yeah.
Ever.
some of those are bad. Some of those like
Meal prep.
meal
I just
prep
wonder if they
things,
don't do nuts because of that reason.
I don't know. I'll have to look into
Like even
it,
their
but
Asian dishes, they've never sent me a fucking nut
Interesting.
That's interesting.
in anything.
But I mean, I don't know. There's just something. Sometimes you just need a fast food fry.
Yeah, sometimes.
So, what about chicken though? Fast food chicken.
Chick-fil-A.
Well, besides Chick-fil-A. So we're talking like Popeyes.
Oh, are you talking Cane's, Popeyes, Zaxby's?
Cane's? Yeah, all them. Like so, Cane's, Popeyes, Zaxby's, Bojangles.
Bojangles.
Bojangles
KFC.
is good as fuck.
Listen, but Bojangles has gone to the crapper
They're good,
ever
though.
since they took away their bow sauce.
I'm just not a fast food chicken person. I'm weird about chicken. I would rather eat a processed chicken nugget than eat a fucking chicken breast from a fast food restaurant. Because
Interesting.
Interesting.
chicken has to be stored so well
Oh, 100%.
to not grow bacteria. I don't trust anybody who works in a fast food restaurant who's 16 years old
Well, I mean,
to
you
not
know.
leave my chicken sitting out at room temperature.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
Yeah, my brother worked at KFC, and he would always bring home like the biscuits from KFC and like the slaw. The slaw hit back in the day.
Slaw is good at KFC.
I love the slaw.
I hate KFC.
KFC's garbage. But I don't.
They used to be good.
No,
I don't know.
I've
I just-
always
I
hated it.
don't eat fast food chicken. I just
Interesting.
that's the first thing that will make you sick,
Yeah.
and I just can't do it. I'll cook chicken at home, and I
Yeah.
can fry my own chicken in 10 times.
I will say I'll fuck somebody up for a chicken nugget or a chicken strip because I before Raising Cane's came to Nashville, I drove an hour and a half to Bowling Green for Raising Cane's once.
I've never eaten at Cane's. Mostly because now I will eat at Zaxby's occasionally. I think Zaxby's is okay.
Cane's is all right.
And they have
their,
Zax sauce.
Their sauce is what makes it. they're the same thing as
It's almost the same as Zach's.
Zach's Bows
Yes, exactly.
and Zach's Bows and cane sauce. All three are very, very, very similar. They all just have different things that they do different to make it unique.
Zaxby's is a little more zesty.
Yes. Bows is a little bit spicier.
Mm-hmm.
It has that kick to it. And Cane's is more
mayonnaise-y.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like my thing is I don't know what it is.
She loves Cane's.
I love Cane's.
I've never actually like eaten anything from there. As far as
because
I've
they
gone to Cane's
only
and gotten
do
food.
chicken. They
I
only
didn't
do
know there
chicken.
was one here.
It's
in Smyrna.
It's in
Okay.
Smyrna, Murfreesboro.
Well, we almost live in Smyrna.
Yeah. So it's it's super close to you guys. But they're also putting one downtown, like on Broadway.
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's like a cult following almost.
It really is.
Yeah, it's like that other place where everyone's
Cane
like
Love.
Animal Fries. Where is that at? That
Animal
everyone's
Fries.
crazy. It's like in California.
Oh, you're talking about In-N-Out.
In-N-Out. People are.
Which In-N-Out
I don't
is
think In-N-Out looks good. When people eat,
disgusting.
like, this is the best food. I'm like, that looks actually garbage.
I had In-N-Out for the first time when we went to.
In-N-Out is the only
Are you
thing
gonna
that's
cut me off?
yeah. I'm gonna cut you off. The only thing that's good about In-N-Out is it's supposed to be fresh, but I do feel like it is like not
It's like
fresh.
a cult following though. People just eat there because they're told they need to eat there.
Well, I feel like Whataburger is the same. I think that like it's the nostalgia of like, oh, it's exclusive to
It's not anymore.
right.
Whataburger's
my thing
all
is-
over the place now.
Oh, Whataburger is everywhere.
And
They're
the one
putting
here's
an
na-
In-N-Out here in Nashville.
The Whataburger here's nasty.
I've never eaten at Whataburger because I don't
Sorry.
know if I can eat at Whataburger because I can't find anything about allergy anywhere. Like I can't find any allergen
Sketchy.
anywhere. And so that's weird. But also I had In-N-Out for the first time when we went to California in March. And I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. All my friends love
I was like,
In-N-Out.
don't be excited.
I
It's
literally, we waited in this long ass fucking line. And I will say that it's very cute how they do everything.
it's like old.
It's very
school.
old school diner. Like they still wear like the suspenders and the bow tie and the cute little paper hats and stuff. So I will say that like they're good at like their marketing and stuff like that. But as soon as I put that burger in my mouth, I was like, I just paid $35
I just
for
feel
this.
like in comparison
No,
to
we
those
didn't-
places, like
it was cheap.
Five Guys is good.
Five Guys is fire.
Like
I love Five Guys.
Five Guys is really good.
She can't eat there because
I
they
know,
fry
it's
in peanut
peanut
oil.
oil.
So
But-
dumb.
Literally. Well, and here's the thing.
Five Guys is awesome, and there's
Yeah.
just no way In-N-Out and Whataburger is better than Five Guys.
Yeah. I think
Also,
there's,
Five Guys gives you like massive tons of fries.
Yeah,
Yeah. And In-N-Out's fries were horrible. I think it's because they fry in sunflower oil.
Yeah.
Five Guys does Cajun fries.
Yeah.
The
The key to
Some-
Five Guys is you have to go and get a grilled cheese and add burger to it.
Exactly.
So that it has like 4 pieces. I'm a cheese person. I like a lot
Mhm.
of cheese. And get the grilled cheese.
A lot of people have been doing that. Be like, oh, I did the TikTok trend.
the
and
grilled
it's like
cheese with
grilled
the burger.
cheese with the burger in it.
And
And
they
I was
put
like, that
so much
looks
cheese on
fucking
it.
so good.
Five Guys-
It has to be a smash burger though. Is that what they do?
They are smash burgers.
Yeah.
Five Guys. Yeah.
Because if you do that, I'm weird about my grilled cheeses. But I don't know. I feel like there's so many fast food restaurants now that I feel like we always say it used to be good. It used to be good.
But
It's
also
not
because
as
we
good as it
be
used to be.
kids.
Yeah.
I think a lot of it has to do with we ate this 20 years ago and it was
Yeah.
good.
Well, and I feel like now everything is just so like we have to mass produce it and we have to like
And no one gives a fuck.
cut
That's just
costs
honestly
and
the restaurant industry has gone downhill so much because like no one actually cares.
no one cares.
No one gives a shit about the food quality or anything.
No.
They don't have to. People are going to buy it regardless.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
So all that like compassion and care that people put into the food 20 years ago, or even like at McDonald's, they were wanting to send out like Big Mac had to be made this exact way
Yeah.
every single time. Like, that just is out the fucking water.
Yeah,
kind-
you can barely get anybody to show up for work, let alone
Yeah, make the
Make it
food
right.
Yeah, you're just glad to have people coming to work.
kind of looping back to the chicken thing. I just saw this the restaurant we forgot. How do you feel about Nashville Hot Chicken and how like publicized it is?
Overrated, and I feel like the ones that are publicized are not even good.
that is something that we have talked about so many times. I hate Hattie B's.
I
Hattie
don't-
B's is nasty. The best hot chicken is Princess.
It's
Amen.
the original hot
You
chicken.
heard it here first. This is actually, and that's anytime one of my tables asked me,
Princess,
and
is
this
the
was
best.
before I even worked where we're at now. This was at my old job too. every time somebody was like, hey, like we really want some hot chicken. Where should we go? I'm like, don't go to Hattie B's. That is the first thing out of my mouth is don't go to Hattie B's. First of all, it's not the original.
No.
It's
they
not
just
the
had
original
the
hot
most
chicken.
money to like make more restaurants.
Right.
was
And
like an
I'm sorry,
Instagram.
they call it Hattie B's because it like is a marketing thing for like Southern. It's owned and run by a white person. You can't call
It's
a
not
place.
even Southern, I don't think.
No.
It's just a trademark on
It's like
Nashville Hot Chicken.
You try to
But
make
Prince's
it
is
sound
awesome. It's locally owned. It is Black owned for those of you who think that's important. But
locally owned and operated.
It's
And
so
it is
good.
literally, and their hot chicken is hot.
Do you
Chicken.
guys?
I smelled
and their
it.
sides are they have the best collard greens I've
Oh,
ever
you
had.
love collard greens though.
You do
the
love
best
collard
baked
greens.
beans, the best mac and cheese. Their
I
sides
want to
to
go because so I haven't been to like their restaurant.
It's on Nolensville.
Yeah. I was introduced to Prince's. They had a food truck at the Yeehaw Old Smoky
Oh yeah.
patio for the
they're at
longest
5th and
time.
Broadway now too.
That they stopped doing their food truck
Mhm.
there at 8th and Peabody because they moved to 5th and Broadway. And so anytime somebody's at our restaurant and they're like, hey, I would really love some hot chicken. Where should I go? I'm like, you can go across the street to 5th and Broadway, but don't go to Hattie B's. Go upstairs to Prince's. I was like, because that is the Nashville Hot Chicken.
Yeah, I feel like when you say Nashville Hot Chicken, that is the original Nashville Hot.
It's so good.
It
But
is.
now it's like worldwide. Like my friends in
And
Korea.
it'll light your ass up. You gotta
Oh,
be
yeah.
ready. Like I get mild and it's still sometimes depending on the day, it's hot.
I'm telling you, I can't even get mild. I have to get unsauced because even their breading has
It's
like
spice.
red pepper flakes or cayenne pepper or something
Logan
in it.
gets like the hottest one they have.
Oh, I bet he
Jesus.
does.
Do you know? Speaking of being hot, do you know the story behind it?
What?
Like why hot chicken exists.
Well, why Princess exists. So
No.
apparently, I don't know. I used to serve the lady that owns, or she's one of the owners at a different restaurant. And I asked her if this was a story, and she's like, honey, it's been passed down from generation to generation. I don't know the story anymore. And I was like, okay, well, this is a story that I heard. If it's true,
I hope it is.
I hope it is. Anyways, because it's a great story. The guy, there was a man and wife, I think in the 40s, 50s, whatever, back in the day. He was running around cheating on her. She was like, found out. She was like, I'm gonna light his ass up because back in the day, you come home as a man, you come home. What's for dinner, woman? Basically,
Yeah, and you can't get divorced. You're stuck as a woman.
exactly. So like,
Yeah,
well,
and it's
Gotta
expected to
kill 'em.
already be on the table before you even set foot
So-
in
You
the
gotta
door.
poison their dinner.
she so she was like,
But
not gonna.
Earl had to die.
He did. Fuck Earl.
So she wasn't gonna poison this chicken, but she was gonna make it so hot that he might as well be poisoned. And he was eating it, and he was like sweating. He's like, honey, this is good. And apparently, that is the story of how Princess became Princess. They made a restaurant out of that, and they started using
because
their
it was
seasonings.
so good.
Well, a lot of people don't even realize like how hot chicken is made. It's literally they take lard and they melt it down into a liquid and season it, and then soak the chicken in the lard.
I mean, that keeps it juicy.
Mm-hmm. But it's lard. It's not like a cream or it's not even anything. It's literally lard that's been fucking lit on fire hot.
That's like
That's wild. I love
Chick-fil-A. That's how they
Yeah.
keep their chicken juicy, but it's not lard. It's pickle juice.
Yeah.
And they soak it in pickle juice. Never.
Yeah.
It's funny when you meet people that are like, I don't like pickles. Do you eat at Chick-fil-A? Yeah. Well, the chicken.
I say I don't like pickles, and then I eat fried pickles.
I love pickles. I'm a pickle person. I eat
I love
pickles right
pickles
out of the
too.
jar.
I will say
I get extra pickles.
these pickles that we tried at Bailey's.
Wickles pickles.
Wickles pickles.
So
We've
good.
never had those.
They're
They're
like
a
a-
little spicy.
They're spicy bread and butter. So good.
I like bread and butter pickles. I like
He
all
told me I
pickles.
need to try. What is it?
I don't remember.
Bubba's.
There's a
Oh,
good
Bubba's
pickle
are really
one on
good.
TikTok. Good pickle company. I'll have to look it up, but they have good pickles. It's like viral on TikTok right now. They have honey mustard pickles.
Ooh.
Ooh.
Interesting. Well, on a completely another note, what about pizza? Pizza Hut.
So I hate Pizza Hut with a passion.
I feel like it tastes like plastic.
Okay, so
But you love
we're
Pizza Hut.
pizza people. If I had to choose like a fast food pizza, I'm a Papa John's person. Logan is a Pizza Hut person,
Mhm.
but he likes their crust better because they actually season their crust, whereas
Mhm.
Papa John's doesn't.
Yeah.
But they also have a way better rewards program. Pizza Hut.
I love
Well, because they're
Domino's.
dying. They're a dying breed.
I love
Well, because they're
Domino's.
dying. They're a dying breed.
They give you like so many rewards points.
I love Domino's.
I'm not no, Domino's is not Domino's Pizza anymore. It's just Domino's. They don't specialize in pizza.
What?
She loves Domino's. I'll eat it. But
I love Domino's. It's
I
their
don't
crust.
love
I
it.
love
The
their
only
crust.
thing at Domino's that's good is their cheese bread.
I
Because
love
it's stuffed.
I do love
Yeah.
their cheese bread.
I
That's the only
love
thing I like from
their.
them. But
I
they
like their
do-
crust.
Yeah, they do the pastas and stuff.
Yeah.
They're all right.
Have y'all tried Pinky Ring? It's in Madison. It's a new pizza place. It's like New York style pizza. And they do like 22-inch pies.
That's all I
Oh,
need.
wow.
It's a little
I
bit of
love
a
New York style
drive,
pizza.
but it's so good. And it's like all like locally sourced.
We could all go like on a
Me
a
and
trip.
Logan, we try all the pizza places.
Do you really?
Mhm.
I love
So we
like
drive-
We
local
love-
owned
Yeah.
pizza places. We went to a place in Asheville. I don't even remember the name of it, but it was one of the best pizzas I've had in a long time.
312 is good because they have deep dish.
Desano's. I love Desano's. That's
Yeah.
local.
Desano's is our
I
favorite.
hate the one that they get us at work all the damn time. That place is nasty.
I don't even know what that is.
Sal's or whatever. They don't put no damn
Oh,
sauce on their
Sal's, yeah.
pizza.
Is it Sal's?
Yeah.
Get some sauce on that bitch.
You would be right if it is Sal's because if you get a barbecue chicken from Sal's, you got to ask for more.
I like
barbecue.
sauce on my pizza.
Oh, I love sauce.
So you got to put some sauce on
Yeah. Well, and like we try really hard when we do want pizza to not do Domino's, Papa John's, or something like
'Cause
that.
they're
We
just
try
so
to do something
like,
that's
yeah.
like
yeah, we try to go get pizza. I mean, we
Yeah.
do eat Pizza Hut sometimes.
Right.
But we like to go try pizza
we go to
places.
Salvo's just because it's like locally owned, and we try to go to those kinds of places just because we would much rather do
Yeah.
that than eat at a franchise.
Well, I've worked at so many pizza places. Well, not really, I guess so many, but I worked at Mellow Mushroom, and then I worked at this pizza place in Oregon. And
I
that
don't
pizza
like
place in
Mellow
Oregon,
Mushroom.
what?
I don't like Mellow Mushroom.
Mellow Mushroom, I don't think as good as it used to be. And they're
Nothing is as good as it used to be. Remember that.
well, because everything's being
Remember it.
so much. There's so much processed and everything.
No, I know.
So much processed food. But
Cracker Barrel's as good as it used to be.
oh my!
Yeah, it is, baby. I want to
that
go
pizza-
fuck up some Cracker Barrel right
I
now.
could go for some Cracker Barrel. I'm starving.
The pizza place in
What time is
You
it?
can say you can
I'll
hang out
say
here,
it.
Daily.
apparently it's
Daily
Cracker
and
Barrel
I-
time for you guys,
It's
not
Cracker
me.
Barrel time.
But yeah, the pizza
Hey,
place.
they have mimosas now too,
They sure do.
and they're good.
Yeah, they're wild up there. I'm not going. I'll go to Waffle House across the street. That pizza place in Oregon though was really, really good. They did firewood pizza, and that's kind of where I lean. I like the firewood pizzas.
I think most definitely I would prefer a pizza that's coming from a brick oven or something like that, where it's like
Mm-hmm.
fire grill, not grilled, but
I like when the crust like bubbles.
yeah.
Like I like the crust. Like I always eat the crust, even if it's kind of shitty crust. But I like when the crust is like really crunchy.
How you feel
Yeah.
about Old Chicago?
They have really good pretzel jalapeno bites there.
They have really good bar food there. Well, they
Yeah,
used to. at
that's
least.
a pretty decent restaurant for bar food. Their
That's the
pizza's
one down
okay.
in Cool Springs, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they
That's
have,
where you guys actually know each other
Yeah.
from, but
Well,
don't know each other from.
they have decent. They have pretty good bar food, but it is bar food.
We went there for the first time because it was one of the only places that was open late. And so that's where we decided to hang out. And it was just one of those things where it was just like, oh my gosh.
They were one of the few places that carried Radler on tap. I used to go there and just drink
Nice.
Radler.
What about there goes that
All
phone.
of our phones don't like us.
Yeah, they don't. What about California Pizza Kitchen?
I've actually never been there.
Gross.
I don't like it. You don't need to waste
Terrible.
your
What's the
time.
place that you have to go get the pizza raw and you take it home?
Is that
And-
even still a thing?
Oh,
Papa
Papa
Murphy's?
Murphy's.
Papa Murphy's? Yeah,
Is that even still a thing?
I think they are.
They're still a thing. I hated that.
That's so weird.
My mom loved it. She would go get a pizza and then bring two big ass pizzas home and put them in the oven. She loved
Well,
it.
but also she was feeding 3 boys.
You know who has good pizza? Kroger's pizza. Kroger brand pizza.
Really?
They're like raw pizza. They have to take it home and
That you
cook.
make from
They're
the
huge and they're so good.
Interesting.
We'll have to
Kroger
try
brand
that.
pizza. It's
We'll
really
have to
good.
try that. I think I could eat pizza any day of the week.
I love pizza. It's my favorite food.
It's like it goes pizza, then Mexican food.
Yeah.
And then
I just think
pasta.
marinara is like my favorite condiment.
See, I only like marinara on pizza. I don't
I
like,
like-
to dip like
I will
anything
get
in it.
pizza and then dip it in marinara.
I love that.
I mean,
Yeah.
I love marinara.
You love sauce.
Mhm.
But I think that I don't know what it is. I think it's because we did eat so much frozen pizza Or like that was the easiest thing for us to do.
Totino's.
Totino's.
God, we ate
Party
those as a
pizzas.
kid with ranch on it.
Oh yeah.
The Red Baron pizzas. We ate the breakfast pizzas a lot.
Well, and it was just it's so, I don't know. There's just something about it. It's so easy. There's so many different options.
It's always good. It's always covered in cheese.
Yeah.
Even if it's not good, dip it in ranch.
My best friend Sarah still dips all of her. It doesn't matter where the pizza's from. It doesn't matter what's on the pizza. Yeah. She dips it in ranch. She covers it in ranch.
No, if it's good pizza, I don't dip it in ranch. If it's shitty pizza, I'll dip it in ranch.
But I don't know. Because I even love frozen pizza. Like I'll go get a Red Baron but it always the Red Baron has to be the original thin crust.
We get Newman's. That's our brand that we buy. Newman's.
Oh, Newman's. Yeah. I don't know what it is about the Red Baron. But
Logan likes thin crust. I do not.
I only like thin crust.
I'm a hand tossed or a deep dish pizza.
I only like thin crust when it's a frozen pizza.
Now, Little Caesars is absolute garbage trash.
So I will say that Little Caesars, the best pizza I've ever had from Little Caesars is literally straight out of that oven. When that cheese is still hot.
Yeah, but you usually don't get it like that. It's been sitting there for 4 hours.
It's hot and ready.
Hot and ready. Been hot and ready since 10 a.m.
Listen, so we had a Little Caesars within walking distance of our college house. So us girls, we would traipse across it was literally like 2 streets over. And so we would walk over, we would get a hot and ready pizza and crazy bread. And that would be and we would fuck it up.
Dude, when I was in college, we had this Chinese restaurant. They were called like China 9 or something. I forgot. Mm-hmm. They would literally deliver our food to our bedroom window.
I love that.
Because like we lived in a dorm, so you couldn't get in the building unless you had like a key code. Yeah. And we lived on the bottom floor and they learned what our window was and they would just come knock on the window.
I love that
straight to our window.
Did you ever go to that? A lot of colleges have them, but the cookie place where they just make cookies. Midnight cookies.
Insomnia cookies.
Insomnia cookies.
Never heard of that.
So good.
Yeah.
I like crumble cookie though.
Crumble cookies
it just
are
sucks. Like, again, like with my food allergy, I think I need to do I personally need to do a whole podcast on food allergies.
Well, you should also get retested. See if you're still allergic. Because sometimes those allergies
I know
away.
I am. Because if I eat something that's been cross-contaminated, I get the shits.
Yeah.
Like it's bad. Like the way people
if you ate nuts, would you die?
If I ate peanuts, I would die.
Without that EpiPen?
At least that's what I've been told, obviously. The last time I ate peanuts, I got hives all over and and my tongue started to swell.
I'm not allergic to nothing. I'm allergic to penicillin, which sucks if there's like an apocalypse or something, but.
Right. I'm allergic to penicillin and amoxicillin.
Yeah, I can't have any cillins, which really sucks because there's times where I've eaten food that's moldy and I don't know it. And that's penicillin. Yeah. That mold that's growing on like bread, that white mold. And it'll make me sick as hell.
Yeah. Also, fun fact, Augmentin is a psyllin.
Mm-hmm. A psyllin.
Because I'm
always on doxycycline, the worst antibiotic in history.
Really?
Yeah.
That's the only antibiotic I can have.
Yeah.
Because I get sick as hell on antibiotics.
They'll give me a Z-Pack sometimes, but
doxycycline is what they give cats because cats also are allergic to everything.
Interesting. No, but yeah, I hate not being able to go to a lot of like bakeries and stuff like that.
Yeah, because crumble cookies is fire.
Yeah, I can't eat crumble cookies.
They're crazy with their cookies. Like they just get too wild with it.
Well, it's because they change them every week. They can get crazy as they want, and then it's only there for a week.
Well, it's like Five Daughters. The donut shop.
Five Daughters. That place. Oh my!
I will say I can't eat there.
Slaps.
They're like original donuts that they do that don't change. They make those separate from all of their specialty ones.
Their best donuts, the original.
Yeah.
I go there and
it was so sweet.
Like my friends, we go there and they're all like Addison. She always gets all the weird ones. I'm like, I want an original. And she's like, you're just so boring. I'm like, this donut
is so good. I will say, because I love donuts. I mean, obviously. But Donut Palace on Lebanon Pike.
We have a Donut Palace in Tullahoma.
Is so good.
And Krispy Kreme is good. People who eat at Dunkin' Donuts, go jump off a bridge because no.
I don't eat at Dunkin' Donuts. I just get the coffee.
So nasty.
The coffee's gross.
But in New York, there are as many Dunkins as there are Starbucks.
Dunkin' Donuts is nasty. Like their donuts are nasty.
No, yeah,
they're frozen.
I don't like
nasty.
their donuts. I just
Krispy
drink their
Kreme
coffee.
makes their donuts.
Oh, I know.
And their yeast donuts.
They're so good.
Krispy
Anytime
Kreme just hurts my stomach.
Anytime I would
too much yeast.
Yeah,
Probably. Makes sense.
There's a Krispy Kreme over on Nolensville Pike and Thompson Lane.
Yes.
And anytime
So
I would
good.
drive past there and the light was on, I always stopped.
Oh yeah, it's so good.
Because I always want to stop when the light's on.
Well, the Krispy Kreme in Chattanooga has the original. That's the original Krispy Kreme sign.
I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of coffee, how do you feel about Starbucks? You hate it? You love it?
I love
She's
it.
She's
the
not
food.
but you're not a big coffee
Here's
person.
the thing. I used to be. I got off coffee because it's $9 for a cup of
Right.
coffee.
Yeah.
So yes, I do love coffee. I do love Starbucks. I do love all these boutique coffee places
Yeah.
where the coffee is $9.
Yeah.
I quit drinking it because it made me like you'll go broke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
But it's
we
not
are
because
broke.
I'm not obsessed with it like everyone else. I absolutely love Starbucks. I
Yeah.
think Starbucks is good. Their coffee tastes better because their water's literally filtered 5 times.
Yeah.
They filter their water different. Brenton is who told me this because he worked at a Starbucks.
Oh, interesting.
Which is
I
why
didn't know
you'll
that.
see people go in there and just order water because
Yeah.
they like triple
water
or
is so good.
quadruple filter their water. So it tastes good, which is why their coffee tastes so good because it's pure. It doesn't have any like chemicals.
Because of anywhere you go.
Yeah.
If you filter that water 5 times, you're getting every impurity out of that water.
Exactly. Which is why
It's
their
the same
coffee
water
tastes so good.
everywhere.
But they charge too much for it.
They do.
Like, I'm not saying
And
it's
the
not
fact-
delicious. I love it, but
Yeah.
it's too expensive.
And the fact that they can raise and lower their prices depending, like, because it's a local. I'm pretty sure every Starbucks, because my sister-in-law worked for Teavana, and when Teavana was bought out by Starbucks, she learned all this stuff.
Mhm.
So any person that works at Starbucks has a share in the company,
Mhm.
and so they are part owners of everything. But that being said, every Starbucks can also technically lower. They can raise their prices. They can't lower them. They have to be a specific,
Yeah.
they have a minimum.
Right.
But like that's why airports can charge more. That's why depending on where the location is, it can
well,
charge
airports
more.
always charge more
Yeah,
because
exactly.
of convenience.
Right. But it's just one of those things where it's just like,
Not very convenient
The
when
one
that
at-
coffee's $11.
yeah. Because
Well, like Walgreens and CVS are the same way. Everything costs more because it's convenient.
yeah. That's why it's called a convenience store.
They
But
can
it's just
charge
so
more.
stupid because it's just like I feel in Nashville, if I'm getting a Starbucks downtown, it should be the exact same price as like Donaldson or Mount Juliet. And sometimes they're not.
Yeah.
They're not. I try to wean myself off that $9.
But
Yeah. It's
if I
insane.
had to if it was one of those things where I had to choose like which coffee place I wanted to go to, I would always choose Starbucks. I do love Dutch Bros, obviously, like that's what we're drinking today, but I know consistency
Yeah,
wise,
Starbucks tastes the best.
it's
Yeah.
gonna.
They
I know
do.
it's always gonna taste good.
Mhm.
I know the only thing I will say is sometimes their syrups don't taste good. It's like they've been open for too long and they
Yeah.
have gone bad, or it's like the end of the bottle and it just tastes a little off. But I don't know.
For the most part, they are very, very, very consistent. And the
Mhm.
brand is very consistent.
brand is
you can
consistent.
recognize that brand.
And
From a
usually
mile
the people
away.
who work there are really nice.
Oh yeah,
Like they're always usually
All
very
jacked up on
friendly.
caffeine chip.
Mhm.
yeah. Well, and I think they're also getting paid really well, and they get benefits, and I think that has a lot to do with how your employees act is
Yeah, benefits.
Also,
pay.
not Dutch Bros, Dunkin' Donuts are independently franchised. Also,
Probably why they're all shit.
Starbucks is not. Starbucks is corporate.
no, yeah, but I don't know. It's just there's something about, and I think that's also the good thing about corporate sometimes is the consistency. Like if it's a corporate thing,
Sometimes.
I've worked for corporate. I've worked for not corporate, and I
Yeah.
prefer working for corporate. Because at the end of the day, you're
Yeah.
protected. You have
Yeah.
rights.
yeah,
Whereas if you work independently, you have no rights.
exactly. Well, and I think
They are a
that
dictatorship.
100%. I mean, if you compare the restaurants I worked at in New York, they were all independently owned.
Which I guess is why there's so many of these fucking fast food restaurants still around.
Oh,
'Cause
yeah,
they're all corporate
100%.
and they're all being ran by corporate people.
Well, yeah, you can
Yeah.
you can take a hit on this restaurant because you're making tenfolds on the
Yeah.
next restaurant, and then
Which
vice
is kind
versa.
of what we're doing. I mean, that's what we have so many restaurants doing well that the ones that aren't doing well get to stay around.
Yeah. Exactly.
Well, and I think that's like, because I hate that independently owned places. I love the fact that I know where my money's going majority of the time with independently owned places. I know, like, the place that I worked at in St. Louis, I knew that family. That Anne and Ernie, like, I saw what the money was doing.
Yeah.
Because I knew the family.
The problem with independent places, though, like, I'm all about like helping the entrepreneurs, but like they're just in reality never going to be able to beat out corporate because like they don't have the resources, they don't have the connections, they don't have the money.
Yeah.
So like, for instance, like where Logan works at, they're independently owned. They have problem sourcing stuff because they don't have all these corporate connections where when they need something, they can call Jim Bob and this guy who are the owners of True Foods or are owners of this company or this company or this company that also carry that product.
Yeah.
And get the product sourced.
Right.
Whereas like at, companies where I worked at like PF Chang's, that we ran out of something, we couldn't source chicken. They would just call the owner of like a different restaurant and say, hey, do y'all have an overstock of this? And we would just get it.
That's like our restaurant. We just go down to the hotel and be like, hey, we can
just source all this stuff. Whereas like if you're an independently owned company, you don't have those resources.
Right.
So when you run out of something, you're out of it.
Exactly.
Right. Well, and I think it's so funny because also there's so many differences in differently independently owned places. Cause like the place that I worked at in St. Louis, like my manager was so like anal about nobody can work like over so many hours. Like you have to make sure that like if you are working this amount of hours, you have to have this break. Like they were very, very like good about like making sure they weren't taking advantage of their employees. However, the independently owned place that I worked at in New York, like
they'll work you to death.
I never got paid overtime. I would work 58 hours in a week.
Dude, it's so funny.
And they would fudge my hours on my paycheck.
Before COVID, everyone was like, no overtime, no overtime, no overtime. And then as soon as COVID happened and then everybody started opening back up, everyone was like, we're all working 80 hours a week.
Yeah.
And it was approved and you were all making money and everybody who wanted to work 80 hours is working 80 hours. And now they're back on like, nobody gets over 39 hours and blah, blah, blah.
Nobody gets over
19
hours.
But
no, but I think it's so wild though, because I feel like if it is independently owned, but it's your person, like the person who owns the restaurant actually cares about you as a human.
Yeah.
That's the difference.
No one cares about anybody.
Well,
this is very true.
All management will always defend management.
100%.
They're there to throw you under the bus.
They are.
They can keep their job.
Yeah, you are very replaceable.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Which so are they.
Right.
That's the part that management forgets, which that's one thing that was brought up in a manager meeting at our restaurant was that don't forget managers are replaceable as well. Like someone mentioned that in the manager meeting.
No way.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, we're all replaceable.
Well, but
at the end of the day, managers are more replaceable, which is what seems to be forgotten is they can replace managers faster than they can replace us.
Yeah,
because like you can't find good staff that's going to carry your restaurant. You can find good managers anywhere.
Yeah.
And they're easier to replace because there's fewer of them.
Well, and most of the time you can always pull from your staff.
Your staff.
Mm-hmm.
Somebody in your restaurant is interested in management and they will 100%.
I'm not saying servers aren't turn and burn employees. Most of them are.
Right.
But it's hard to find good, especially nowadays, good staff that like wants the place they work at to succeed.
Right.
Exactly.
Well, that was like, I mean, we talk freaking Friday lunch shift.
Yeah.
Friday lunch shift. The bar got
annihilated.
Fucked.
We turned
and
into downtown Broadway for like 3 hours.
So the problem
Jesus
is
Christ.
we were properly staffed except for the dining room. In my opinion, we had one too many people in the dining room, which is fine, whatever. However, we were completely done. We had no more covers. And so we were getting ready to be cut. I'd done all the side work, all that stuff. And then out of nowhere,
just everyone walks in.
Everyone flooded into the bar. Nobody wanted to sit in the dining room. And then we had like 3 tables go down at once. And I was like, okay, obviously,
y'all should
like
have just started taking tables in the bar.
Well, but that's what happened was Rob went up to management and was like, I need help. And management was like, well, I don't know what you want me to do.
Put a server over here. Let the server make some more money.
So guess what? I freaking dropped everything I was doing. I had just gotten a table and I went and I introduced Marcus to him. And I was like, hey, I have to go help out the bar because they're drowning. Marcus is going to be taking care of you guys, you know. And I took off my apron and I fucking busted my ass back behind the bar. I was pouring drinks. I was bar backing. I was cleaning tables. I was just running shit.
Yeah.
And management didn't ask me to do that. The bartenders didn't even ask me to do that. I did it because
you could see them drowning. Like
it
was bad.
I have never seen the look of fear and panic in Michaela's eyes.
I will help out a lot of people at our work. I will not help out the bar.
You won't?
They don't help us at all.
You're not wrong.
That is
there.
more of like I'm a very helpful. I feel like most people can attest to that. I feel like our bartenders are so selfish and don't help anyone. They don't even help themselves.
100%.
They don't even help each other.
That was a testament to last night.
If I get to make money off of it, sure. I'll go take a couple tables for my own benefit. I'm not doing it for you.
I technically worked for free for 2.5 hours.
Yeah, I'm not doing it for free.
I made $80 on Friday because the last 3 hours of my shift.
I will help anyone on the floor for free because if I have the time to help.
Like I helped you last night.
Yeah, I just needed help for a second. And like I'll help anybody on the floor except for one person. But I'm not helping the bar. They can go down in flames.
Well, that being said, this podcast is going to go down in flames. I'm just kidding. Everybody's going to come for me. I'm just kidding.
No, I mean, here's the thing. One of my biggest issues since we've started the podcast is if you get offended by something that we say on the podcast as a coworker or somebody that we've worked with.
Maybe look in the mirror.
Right. Like maybe come and talk to me, come and talk to Marcus, like ask us, hey, like if this is directly about me, why do you feel that way?
Things that I say, I'm very direct about who it's
about.
Our bartenders are garbage.
And here's my thing.
And I say it to their face.
Most people know they're garbage.
I give Chris Bidwell so much shit in that well. And he takes it well. Like, but he knows I'm serious.
Oh, 100%.
He knows I'm not joking.
And that's my thing is like, majority of the things that I say, I will say it to your face. If you come up and ask me, hey, like, what is this about? Like, it's about this, this, and this. And it had me feeling some kind of way. And so I'm gonna say it.
I just feel like every time I've asked a bartender for something, it's always just like a huge ordeal.
Yeah.
That they have to help me. And I'm like, I just need you to like help me for a second.
Like you seriously can't put ice in my margarita?
Like I'm drowning over here and I need you to make my drinks for me. And they're just like, that's not my responsibility.
Can't even get wine out of a closet.
I'm just like, come on, guys. Like,
come
on.
And they wonder why they can't keep a bar back.
Yeah, because they're mean to them, first of all.
Yeah.
You got a couple bartenders that are mean.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that being said, this has been a long, long podcast.
It always is with us.
We could talk for days.
Good talkers.
We are good talkers. But I love all the restaurants we've talked about.
Some restaurants should definitely be 86th.
100%.
Most definitely.
I feel like we should just clean house and just start all over and start making new stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, start over from scratch.
Sometimes, but 100%. Thank you for being on the podcast, Dales. I love it. Well, till next time.
Till next time.